Okay, sometimes you're going to get a shot that's just really bad. It's underexposed, or the lighting is just off, or they got too many colored gels on them. This image here is an example of everything gone wrong. The approach that I like to take with this is not trying to just make this layer look better. I want to get a decent key out of this and then deal with recoloring her and bringing her into the composition a little better on a separate layer. So instead of trying to just get a key and recolor her on this layer, I'm just going to look at trying to get a key. So I'm going to color correction and then levels, and I'm actually going to add that before my key light. I want that to be the top level here. So I'm going to start with the high end and bring that up a little bit so I get a little more brightness out of the green screen. And I'm looking at my histogram here. So I'm kind of looking at the highest point of the screen. I'm just trying to line that up. That gets me started there. And then I might just pull a little more lightness out just to get more definition around some of these hairs around here. So that's good there. And now I can go to my key light, grab a key. There we go. Look at our screen matte. I'm going to pull back on this white a little bit because we've got a little too much of the dark coming in here. I'm going to pull back just a little bit more. And then I'll look at my final result. And yeah, we've got a pretty decent edge around here, although she's all orange and everything's goofy there. So instead of trying to make her look better on this layer, I'm going to use this as my mask layer. So what I'll do is, a quick way to do this is just to duplicate the layer. I'm going to use that top layer as my mask layer. So I'm going to now come down to the one underneath it, and I'm going to just reset both my key light and my levels, and I'm going to switch places with them. I'm going to put key light first. So this time I'm going to hide levels, and I'm going to just do a quick straight key on the dark green. That's just eliminate the green. I'm going to leave that alone. And now I'm coming down here to levels. And before I start adjusting any levels, I want to look at my matte. So I select this bottom layer, and I come up here to layer, and then track matte, and then alpha matte. What that does is it lets me use this top layer as my mask, but it also hides it. So now I've got that great key that I created initially, and I've got on the second layer, I've eliminated the green. So if I take that out, we'll see, oh, we got all that green in there. So if I turn key light back on, the green is gone. But now I've got my levels to deal with. Now I can just concentrate on making her look good again and bringing her back to life. So I'll start by bringing a little bit of the highlights in. Then I can start bringing some light back into her. And I've still got some saturation issues. So I'm going to use hue saturation as a color correction here. So I'll go to color correction, hue saturation. And I'm going to pull some of that saturation out so she starts looking normal again. That gets some of that harsh amber light that was in a gel over her hair. So now I can start tweaking this a little bit and making her look normal again. If we look at just the color corrected version there, see, we still have a lot of issues. If I still tried to keep doctoring up that layer, we're going to get a lot of noise and a lot of real bad problems around the hairline. You can see that we're probably losing a little bit of hair around there, but it's just softened up quite a bit. If this continued to be a problem, another thing you can do is you can duplicate both of these layers. Just Command D. Got them both selected and hit Command D. There we go. And what that does is it duplicates both of those layers but keeps all of the settings the same. So that way, if you're going a little too transparent here, you can duplicate the layers and bring everything back in that you may have lost. So if you're stacking your layers and they go a little too transparent, just duplicate them, bring them back in. If you have to, you can adjust the opacity on that duplicated layer that's visible, bring it down just a little more if it's a little harsh. So layers are your friends, and use that track map because that's going to make the difference between what you're adjusting for the key and what you're adjusting for the color of the front layer.